Hi, today I'm going to talk about buying the best electric shaver for your money. And I'm going to talk about some inexpensive options and the top of the line options. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about here, and I'm only going to show a couple slides and then we're going to show some pictures of the actual shavers, is whether you want foil versus rotary. So foil is the straight edge shaver, and the rotary is the one with the little circles on it. So let me just talk quickly about these two differences. Basically, unless you want the rotary for some specific reason, get the foil. The foil is simple to clean, and it cuts better. So I don't really see a reason why someone would get the rotary unless they have some very specific preference. If they want the rotary, you're going to go to Norelco shavers. But most people want foil because foil is a better, closer shave. So basically, that leads you to two companies, Panasonic versus Braun. Braun is kind of the gold standard of shavers, and Panasonic has recently, in the last few years, come into the scene to produce very high quality. So it's really between these two. And let's talk about some of the differences. Now we're going to show you some images of these two shavers, and we're going to talk about what they are. All right, so first let's talk about Braun. Braun has the new Series 9 shaver out, and don't look at these MSRP prices because that's not really what you pay on Amazon or in the store for them. So first we have the Series 9, which is their latest, best model. Then we have the Series 7, which is basically as good as the Series 9. It's a little less good, but these are the top of the line shavers from Braun right now. Then we have their lower models here. All right, so if you're looking for the best shaver, you're going to start comparing these two from Braun, the Series 9 and the Series 7. You can see there's a $100 difference here, but we'll see the differences on Amazon. As far as the difference between these two shavers, which one's better, I think if you did a blind test, you probably wouldn't really notice a difference. The Series 9 is a little more powerful and has an extra shaver on it. So it's going to be just a little bit of a faster shave, but it shouldn't really be any better of a shave. It just might be a little faster, and it's a newer technology. But the Series 7, it's going to be very hard to ever top this from Braun. So top of the line, you have these two. If you're looking for the lower line, lower end, you're going to have the Series 3. I would just skip the Series 5. If you're going to get top of the line, you go 7, 9. If you want lower, we'll look at the prices. You're going to go Series 3, which is basically going to cut nearly as good as the 7 and 9. It's going to pretty much be just as close. The only difference is it's just going to take you a little longer to shave. All right, then we go and we've got the Panasonic shavers. The Panasonic, the newest one is called the Arc 5. Um, and then we have the Arc 4. Those are really their two big shavers. So just like the Series 9 and Series 7, we have Panasonic Arc 5 and Arc 4. They're both awesome shavers. And they're both also going to cut um, as close to one another as possible. So there isn't much of a difference between the Arc 5 and Arc 4 from Panasonic. The difference is going to be, it's the Arc 5 is a newer technology and it's going to be a little quicker to shave. But as far as closer, not really. Now, what's closer, Braun or Panasonic? I personally think they both shave about the same. I don't find a difference, but a lot of reviews have pushed the Panasonic a little over the top as being a little better, and that might be the case. I personally think they're both about as close as you're ever going to get without using an actual razor. So that's between the 5 and 4 for Panasonic, and then their cheaper model is the 3. All right, so let's talk about actual prices and buying these two and what I actually will recommend to someone. All right, so right now you can see the Series 9 is $200. That's from Braun. That's the Series 9 shaver from Braun for $209. There's a $25 coupon. So you can see on average you're going to pay like $190 to $225. The disadvantage of buying this shaver is that it does not come with a cleaner. You need to get a cleaner separately. Um, and you can see how much the cleaners actually cost from Braun. So let's click on the Braun with the shaver. It goes up to $287, and that's with the cleaner. Now, the disadvantage of the Braun shavers is that you can't really take them apart. So in order to clean this really well, you have to have the cleaner. So Braun requires you to have the cleaner, which means you're going to have a cleaning solution. You're going to have to buy cleaning solution, every few months, buy new packets of the cleaning solution. And you do need a cleaner for the Braun shavers. It is the disadvantage of Braun. So you can see their top of the line is about 287, and that's with the cleaner, and you do need that. The Series 7 is a much better price. Here's the Series 7 for 136 without a cleaner, but again, you do need to buy the cleaner, so as soon as you write a cleaner, you're at 170. So price-wise, once I go into Panasonic, you're going to see that Panasonic's much less expensive. Um, so you do need a cleaning station with Braun for the 7 and 9. So you're looking at the cheapest price, 170. All right, we go to the Panasonic. Let's start at the Arc 5. Cool thing about the Panasonic shavers is you don't need a cleaning station. In fact, I prefer to never use a cleaning station because it's kind of, it's this weird chemical solution if you don't want to be exposed to more chemicals. And the other thing is that you have to keep replacing them. It's a pain. It's an annoyance to have to do this. So I personally use Panasonic shavers, and the reason I use them is because I can clean this. I can take the top off, run it with soap and water, and bam, it's clean in 1 second. I don't need this extra station. I don't need anything like that. It's very simple to maintain. Maintenance is huge for me. So here is the Panasonic 5 Arc 5. This is 140 right now. This is actually a really good price. Even just a month ago, this shaver was $200. So I don't know if this is just a discount from Amazon, but the average price of this is $200. But right now it's on discount to 140. That's an awesome buy. That's a really, really good buy for this shaver. I think that's an awesome price. I don't think you can go wrong with that because you don't need a station. There's no reason to have the base station for the Panasonic, which is awesome. All right, and then my other recommendation is the 4. Um, the Arc 4, and this is actually my overall probably best recommended shaver for people. When the Arc 5 was $200, right now the Arc 5 is only $40 more, so it kind of makes it worth it to just go and get that. But I don't think the Arc 5 is any closer than the Arc 4. I think this is probably the best all-around shaver someone can get right now. It's only $99, and it's as good as the top of the line Braun, which is $287. So almost, you know, how many times? 3 times the price for just as good of a shave. This one, you can clean this one. You can take it apart. All you do is lift the cap off and clean it with soap and water, and it's clean. I prefer to use my own soap than some alcohol cleaning solution anyway, and it's clean and perfect. So this is probably, as far as like best deal goes, I think this is the best all-around deal you're going to get. It's going to have as close to the shave as anything else, and it is only $99. However, given that the Arc 5 is only 140 right now, I think that that's probably the better buy because it's the newer technology. Now, those are the best shavers. Those are the top of the line right there. What if you don't want to get the top of the line? What if you're on a little bit of a budget and you can't afford the $100 for an electric shaver for some people is going to be a lot. For others, for me personally, I think 287 is quite a bit to pay for an electric shaver, but I think $100 is very reasonable for something that could last 10 years and is cuts as well as, a regular shaver. So what we do is we start to look at the Arc 3s. So the Arc 3 from Panasonic and Braun Series 3 shavers, because I like to skip the 5. I don't think the 5 actually adds anything in the Braun, and I don't think for Arc it just goes to the 3. So the 3 shavers from Braun Series 3, Arc 3 from Panasonic cost around $50. They're much more manageable, much more reasonable of a price. Do I think it's worth paying more for the Arc 5 versus Arc 3? $50, double the price? Yes, I do. I think it's worth getting I think this is the best all-around shaver someone can buy. But the Arc 3 is really good as well. I don't really think that the Series 3 are going to be necessarily as close. Um, you're not going to really notice a difference, but quality does start to diminish when you start getting rid of some of these foils on them. And it does take a lot longer. So really, this is the best bet for your money. But if you're looking on the cheap end, but you still want to get someone a really good razor, don't just go buy like a $5 razor from, your local store. Go and get the Series 3. The Series 3 shavers are from each company, $49 for this. And it is a pretty good shave. It's just not as good as the next models up. There is a difference there. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.